Welcome to the Museum of Aquarium and Pet History. Today I've got a package from my friend in England, Nigel. Nigel's been selling me advertising, pet advertising for over 20 years. Great guy. And today I got his box in. I'm really excited. I've been sitting on this box for a week now. And I really want to open it up because it's got some pretty killer advertising. I always get really great stuff from Nigel. And those of you that remember that song by XTC, Making Plans for Nigel, extra brownie points. One of my favorite songs. Okay. Woo. Yep, they have peanuts all over the world, including in England. And if you get outside and you unpack one of these, you're going to have some unhappy neighbors. Oh, man. Okie doke. All right, we're going to have to unpack with peanuts. We will live in harmony with these peanuts. No. And I don't have the Ninja knife today because I misplaced it. I think it's at the other shop. So I promise in the next upcoming videos, I will bring back the Ninja knife. But I have to be very careful because it'll cut. So this is a UK dog product, non-greasy, speedy treatment for eczema, mange, and all skin troubles on dogs, cats, and other animals. Shake thoroughly. By Exrid, which is Rusco Pharmaceuticals in Binbow, maybe Bedford? It says Beds. I don't know if that's short for Bedford. Anyways, a little lotion there. Then we have a bottle, Binbow's dog mixture. Binbow's dog mixture. This is actually a very common bottle, and this is a corker. When you have a cork in your medicines, your dog medicines, that means they're much older. They're usually pre-1910. So if you're ever looking for dog medicines, look for corkers, not screw caps. All right, Binbow's. Gotta go faster. Ooh. Spratt's, the first commercial dog food company in the world. American guy, goes to England to sell lightning rods, sees the dogs down at the wharf when the ship gets in. You know, it takes a month for a ship to get from New York to London back in those days, 1800s. Sees these poor dogs and sees the people, the ship people get off the boat, throw them hardtack, which is like a biscuit, and he says, I'm going to make dog food because I think dogs deserve a food, not these stale biscuits or scraps. And so he came out with his own line of food. He was the first American, and he wound up, I guess, living in England. Hinders Fish Food, never heard of it. Packed by Hinders of Swindon. So that's an English fish food. Old. This is probably 1930s. And I've never even heard of it. This is the kind of stuff I love. And here's BiOrel. What's cool about this is you remember, a lot of the old fish guys out there remember this in the United States. This was one made for export. So this is one that, this can you'd only find probably in Europe. Predominantly in England. And this was Hartz Mountain. So Hartz Mountain bought out Long Life, turned Long Life. One of their brands was BiOrel, which was to compete with Tetra. Everyone tried to compete with Tetra in fish food. Never worked. And I don't know how I got this from, oh yeah, well I do know, it's Spratt's again. But we see a lot of Spratt's in the US because they had a branch in Newark, New Jersey. So that's Spratt's fish food. And Phillips Flaked fish food. Phillips was a huge company in the UK. Phillips yeast products, London, England. So they were the #1 yeast producers for baking. So that's that one. And we'll check this really quick. Woo-hoo. All right. This is a treasure trove today. I just love this stuff. We got a lot of Spratt's cloth sacks, how they used to sell dog food. Here's puppy biscuits. Very, very cool. Here is Win-A-Lot meal. And that was by Spillers, Spratt's competitor. Not for a while, though. I think Spratt's had a big lead on them for 20 or 30 years before Spillers decided to get into dog food. Spratt's Well Meat. And then we have Spillers came out with a dog journal, again to compete. Kind of cool. Spillers Quarterly Journal, showing a hunting dog that's caught a pheasant. This is 1930, 1931. And then we've got a bunch of things like Spratt's invoices. And here you go, Spratt's patent dog cakes. So here's a little broadside. Either this was in a magazine or this was actually posted on the outside of a building. All right, so one more. Maybe two more. Maybe I'll have you here all night. What is this? Oops. Okay, it's a tough one. You got to be careful because you cut these the wrong way and then you just cut through the advertising. I've only done that once. In all the years I've gotten advertising, one time somebody wrapped something so tight and I cut through it. I was so mad. It was my fault. Oh man, this is beautiful. So Whistler air washed seed, free song cake with every packet of seed. That is friggin' cool. That is the coolest thing. That's going to be framed and that'll be up in the museum when you guys come and visit once we get the physical museum up and running. And here's join the Whistler Bird Lovers Club. Whistler for plumage and song. Look at the little canary on her hand. Very cute. Wonderful. And this says items inside. Thank you for telling me that. So here we got a guide to dog management by Spratt's. We got Spratt's guide to dog management, different issues that they produce. So they produce their own books. And here's Kit-zyme. And that is it's nice. It's a point of purchase. Got a little standee in the back. And it's covered. And it's a cat. It's a tonic and conditioner for cats. Anything for cats, advertising and ancient is rare. You just don't find cat stuff very often because, well, it took a while for people to keep cats as pets. Usually they were for rat control and mouse control. But in the 1800s, the late 1800s, people started breeding Persians and then Abyssinians and then Himalayans and then all the different kinds of really elegant cats. And the big socialite women loved those cats. Okay, this is the last one, I promise. I know we went over it today, but this is Spratt's meat fibrine vegetable dog cakes. This is a really old one. This is probably late 1800s. And this is going to go to Lynn, my conservator, who is going to hopefully restore this. You know what? This is probably going to go to a poster guy to restore it because it's going to need to be soaked and put on linen back. And that's going to be a big, big job, but it will save it. But look at that. That's incredibly gorgeous. When my friend sent me the picture of this, it was like, I didn't care about the other stuff. I'm like, oh, I need this one for the museum, okay? All right, that's it for today. I know we went over, but thank you. Really cool stuff. Dog advertising, cat advertising, fish advertising, all incredibly rare. All right, see you next week.